Intro, episode 10, take 35.
Good day, ma'ams and sirs, and welcome to the 10th episode of a podcast so bizarre that it'll make you shit, and then debate if you should stand or sit to wipe it off. In lieu of our standard process where I introduce the hardest working marshmallow belly in the pod biz, today we'll be simultaneously introduced by way of comparison. I recommend the illest of cinematic classics. He freezes pickles and then sits on the Vlasics. I work on the intros, bringing such delight as I'm penning these. He's a scared to shit in public tub of lard who sits when he pees. Chunk Dizzle has huge hands and ankles to boot. I have a baby penis that makes women puke. He's a snot sneezing. I'm a heavy wheezing. He's the orbital bone crusher in bed when that poor girl was just trying to give him some head. I don't get pissed off and I don't get mean. I just get even when you're in my stream. He asks for delivery while I enjoy his wife's casserole. I am the shit. He's just an asshole. Tommy fucking Washington, what's up, man?
Yeah, I don't like the way these intros have been going. They seem to be getting more and more mean towards me, and I don't appreciate it.
Tommy, until I can pick a second target, the only thing I can do is get more and more creative, and that's going to seem more and more aggressive.
You can pick all the targets you want. I've never said no to any of them.
Erica, I'm coming for you.
Yep, come on.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
Pat, it's time for my favorite segment of the show, mail time.
Hey, did you notice that the dude from the Blue's Clues show, Steve, looks just like 15 for 12 at work?
Yeah, dude, we noticed that 2 years ago.
I never noticed it until I was I YouTubed because I was thinking about it. I was picturing
No fucking way, dude. We used to joke about that all the time.
I did?
We all did.
Was I there?
Yes.
Well, totally forgot about that.
You're fucking burnt.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
a true story.
15 for 12. I hope you're listening.
Anyway, green tabs, baby, green tabs.
This comes from Pam, and I assume it's Pam Washington again. Hey guys, we listened to the latest episode. Rick and I are looking forward to Pat's reviews of Days of Thunder. He literally had us cracking up in his response to your choice. I literally said to Rick, Tom should pick Days of Thunder for Pat to review, and he did. Awesome. I have to say, Days of Thunder is like our family's movie.
That is your whole family into NASCAR, like your sister too?
So this is a true story. My mother was not into NASCAR until she took my father to Daytona 500 and saw it live. My father's always been a NASCAR fan. They were married for probably 20 years at this point. Took him to the Daytona 500. Loved it.
Maybe it was the vibration of the seats that she was into.
I don't think that's what it was.
Pammy, tell the truth. Was it the Rumble?
Anyway, unfortunately for everybody listening at home, Pat didn't do his homework. No surprise. So we won't be reviewing that in this episode.
In my defense, a lot of shit going on, man. Plus, naps.
Yeah, you got all kinds of stuff going on. You're way more busy than I am.
You're way more busy than I am. That was you. That's what you sounded like just then.
Okay.
In my head. I will watch Days of Thunder. I have not gotten to watching Days of Thunder, but Tommy did his homework like a good little boy, so we're going to hear his review of whatever movie that I've forgotten that I picked for him. Oh, Snatch. That's a classic.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't have any more reviews. Like, no more mail came in. Still waiting for that person that we don't know to send us something.
So we got an iTunes issue. We know for a fact that people are leaving reviews on iTunes, but we cannot see them. So,
maybe our next mail time will be like a half-hour segment.
Maybe we could do an episode of mail. You know what? Let's do an episode. I just
thought of this. We should open up a P.O. box so people can do it old school and write us letters.
Motherfucker. What I was gonna say. A fucking P.O. box. Hold on. Pause what I was gonna say. You have fucking email.
Yeah, no, I said we could do it old school and have people write us letters. That's what I said.
Bro, We struggle through reading regular emails that are typed out. You want to try to read these motherfuckers' handwriting?
Just saying.
You just want your mom to write "I love you" on a note, finally.
It'd be the first time ever.
Maybe Rick will sign "I'm proud of you." God knows he's never said that to you before. In his defense, what's there to be proud of?
I'm a very successful person, Pat.
It's true. Tommy's great. We all love him, and we're all proud of him.
You're a fucking piece of shit. You gonna finish what you're gonna say about mail?
Yeah. So actually, it was exactly the same thing you were going to say, except for the stupid ass part where you were talking about old school. People should send questions that are open ended so that we can then answer the questions on the show for them.
Yeah, Pat, I've been saying that for weeks.
On this show?
Yeah.
You have a second podcast?
No second. Pat, I barely have time to do this podcast at this point.
You're telling me I didn't have time to watch Days of Thunder. I feel you, bro.
You had plenty of time to watch Days of Thunder. You just chose not to.
I watched episode 4 of Star Wars, A New Hope.
See?
The original Star Wars.
Asshole. So you had time to watch that fucking garbage.
Okay.
But you didn't have time.
What did I say? I said if you make another insulting comment about Star Wars, I'm going to recommend all fucking 9 in a row.
You don't have to. I've seen them.
Watch your ass, Tommy. I've seen them. What was Darth Vader's original name?
I don't know.
You need to watch him again.
Guy in a black suit. I don't care.
He wasn't in a black suit originally. His name was fucking Anakin, sir. Anakin.
Yeah, I knew that.
You just said you didn't.
Well, now I know.
Days of Thunder. The way you read that made me chuckle. I had to hold back my laughter.
I'm telling you this right now. I'm going to put the famous song from Days of Thunder into this podcast today. I might close out mail time with it.
You said famous. What? Whoa. You're going to replace the Eminem song at the end of mail time with the Days of Thunder theme song?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this right now. It's much better than that Eminem song.
Holy shit beans. We're going to have to start reviewing fucking songs with each other too. You're going to have a movie and a song to listen to each week.
I've heard probably almost every decent Eminem song.
What do you mean every decent? As if to say there are non-decent Eminem songs?
You and I both know that not all of his songs are great.
Bro, Facts should have hit the top of the charts. Every one of those songs should.
You're an idiot.
He's a lyrical genius.
I'm not debating that. It doesn't mean that the songs are good.
I mean, yeah, if he had a bad guest star, they fucked it up, sure.
Yeah. You should uninsert Eminem's cock out of your mouth.
What's the theme song to Days of Thunder?
I'm gonna look it up. I don't know what the name of it is. We're gonna have to look it up.
I feel like it's 80s rock.
It's na. That's all I know.
Well, so far this is a very, very bad start.
I can
to
sing
both.
it in my head, but I don't know the actual words, so I don't want to sound like an idiot.
Did you hear what you just did with the net stuff?
That's awesome.
Yeah, good way to sidestep looking like an asshole.
Pat, anything else for mealtime?
Nope. Nothing else for mail time because we can't get our fucking reviews on iTunes.
Andy sent us some stuff, but I don't think it was... We got a couple tweets here and there, but it was like comments about your stupid cat pajamas. And I believe that was your friend Cotton.
Whoa. Cotton replied or wrote to us on Twitter?
Yeah. Not in a message, though. It was a tweet.
That's awesome. She's tweeting about the podcast?
It wasn't about your podcast, or our podcast. It was about your stupid fucking cat shorts, or cat pajamas you wore in that thing that
First off, those are basically Spanish fly. They are lady magnets.
No, they're not.
Second, did you get a remarkable number of people who thought that you recommending the worst movies possible to me was hilarious?
I'm not recommending horrible movies.
No. So, like, the fact that I put together that the first movie you made me watch was literally about alcohol, the second one was about dogs, and the third one was about NASCAR. And, like, everybody was texting me how funny that was. I was like, oh.
Yeah, my parents thought that was pretty funny.
That
I was
just
actually
seemed like...
my parents were talking to me about it today, or my mom was.
That's just typical Tommy shit right there. See, I was picking movies that I thought Tommy would like. Tommy was picking movies that he thought Tommy would like. That's where we ran into the issue there. Wow. I'm looking at the album art for Days of Thunder. I am so demotivated to watch this fucking movie right now.
This movie's fucking awesome.
Ugh. You know what I just thought of? One of the reviews was actually screenshot and sent to me. So I have that review. I can do that one. She says,
Who is it?
we're going to go with, you know what, you can pick because she has two very great assets. We're going to go with Smiles or Flo Rida because she's got that apple bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Crickets.
You were supposed to pick one.
I'm not picking either of those. I just want to know if I know her.
No.
Okay, keep it moving.
You're the worst podcast partner ever. Anyways,
How can I pick if I don't know her?
I was just giving you a choice between two things. Let's see. She says, "Thank God I never went that far with Patrick. Would never want to be a honey buns." Technically, it says a hashtag honey buns. "Love these two. I find that the mindless rambles they are sending into the world is just what everyone needs to hear. They make me laugh. They make me angry. They make me want to just knock them upside the head. Great listen. Highly suggest anyone and everyone take a listen. Editor's note, your children should not listen."
Facts. Do not. I don't let mine. You should not let yours. What a classic song. Anyway,
Yeah, we did not pick a nickname. I'm gonna go Smiles. She Smiles. That's where we're at.
you're still talking about this girl?
Well,
It sounds like you're pretty hung up on her. But anyway,
she should have a nickname.
I know her real name now, so it doesn't matter.
I don't think she wants a real name out there.
I'm not gonna say it on here.
Just saying. God knows, if I could have had a nickname and not gone with Patrick, I would have picked a nickname.
For the show?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
You don't want a nickname? You get Tommy.
That's not even cool. I hate being called Tommy.
I'm not Patty.
Well, you could be. You are kind of gay.
I don't understand. Is that a common gay name, Tom?
No, it's a common woman. I wouldn't say it's common, but it's a woman's name. And, well, we know that you like having penises shoved in your mouth.
Okay. First off, never had a penis in my mouth. Second off, only requested it once.
All right. Let's get into this movie review.
Oh, yeah. Snatch. Here we go.
So, Pat, Snatch on IMDb is a 7.8 or a 7.9.
Ooh, that's the highest rated one yet.
It's up there. It has Brad Pitt in it.
Fuck yeah.
That's the only really noticeable name in there.
I'm sorry?
Who else was in it?
Jason Statham's in it.
I don't know who that is.
Handsome Rob from The Italian Job.
Yeah, okay.
He's the dude's all over everything. I can't think of a fucking movie that he's in right now. Oh my god.
He's in everything, though.
He really is, bro.
Listen, he was the only one that I noticed. The guy who plays the four-finger dude in the beginning?
Bullet Tooth Tony?
No.
No, okay.
Four Fingers, the guy who robs the diamond.
Okay, yeah.
He looked, I thought it was Brad Pitt playing two roles.
Really?
Yeah, because he looks a lot like Brad Pitt. I actually waited to watch the credits to see.
I've never noticed that.
Yeah, they look very similar.
So,
but there's obvious differences. That's why I was a little wishy-washy on it.
We're gonna. If I was to have this conversation with you instead of just letting you review it, which I'm going to, I would mix up Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, which is another Guy Ritchie movie, with Snatch. So actually, Handsome Rob may not be in Snatch. I'm not positive.
I have no idea.
I'll pull up a picture of him. You do your review, and I'll show you who Jason Statham is.
Anyway, I have no idea how this movie has such a high rating on IMDb.
You're a piece of shit.
It's not good. It's... Oh, yeah, he's in it, yep. Yeah, he's in it. Yeah, okay, that's... He's the guy from... Shit.
He was in a movie that
He was in a TV show.
He was in a movie that was based on like adrenaline, and he would die if he didn't keep taking like shots of adrenaline.
Yep, I've seen that. I've seen bits and pieces of that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how this movie is rated as high as it just doesn't make any sense. It's very confusing. It's flip-flopping all over the place. It's almost like the movie goes backwards. But it's not really going back. It's just not well put together. It's not good. It's very predictable what was going to happen. It just wasn't a good movie.
There are 6 storylines that come together at the end.
They don't come together.
They do.
How do they come together?
Because everybody turns out to be somewhat...
Everybody ends up dying, and the diamond ends up back in New York.
They all are related in some way or another. Hold on. So you weren't mesmerized by Brad Pitt's character, that fucking Pikey character?
That was probably the best part of the movie, because that was... Dude, he can't say a friggin' word. I do...
Bro, when the fact that they give dogs with every agreement, he's like, you like dogs? He's like, do I like what? He's like, you like dogs? Like, oh, dogs. Yes, I like dogs. Oh my God. And when he tries to fucking return the caravan because all the wheels fall off before they even get out of the parking lot, he's like, fucking want a caravan with no wheels for. Yeah, that shit's funny as fuck.
Yes, his character was okay. But there was some comedy in it that was okay. But the movie as a whole was not good.
Hey, is that because again I'm not going to remember the difference between the two because they're both so fucking good. Is that the one where the guy
so good.
explains how to
get... He can't remember either one.
I remember both of them. I just mixed them up. Is that the one where the guy explains how to get rid of a body in the beginning? The gangster.
The pigs?
Yeah. That's awesome too.
It's not in the beginning that he explains it. He explains it to the 2 guys that have a dead body and he shows up. The reason they're all connected is because they're all... Like, they all knew each other. With the exception of the Americans.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's all connected.
I didn't know that Guy Ritchie was Madonna's husband for forever. I mean, I probably watched those movies 100 times before I realized who he was.
I have no idea who Guy Ritchie is.
Oh, look at that. You were today years old when you found out that Guy Ritchie was Madonna's husband.
Who cares?
That's an interesting note, man.
Isn't Madonna married to Nick Cannon? Oh, it's Mariah Carey. Never mind.
My shit.
They're all the
I'm
same.
so glad we do this podcast.
It's all the same. Who cares?
Beauticians are musicians.
True story.
Popcorn comes from grape seeds.
So
and
I
now
guess
Mariah Carey has married Nicolas Cage or whatever the fuck you're talking about.
Basically, all I'm saying is,
oh, well, now who's dinging away? Look
that's
at
my
you.
son, asshole.
Okay. Why can't you silence your fucking watch?
Because I need to know what he's doing.
So put it on vibrate.
We're going to listen to this back because I bet you can't hear that dinging.
Well, we'll hear it, I don't know, Thursday morning.
You're a cocksucker. Anyway, my recommendation is do not watch this movie. I had to pay $4 fucking for this movie. Oh my God, it was so awful. Now, that's 2 movies that Pat made me watch that were mediocre at best.
That's better than the awful, dreadful, driveling shits that you've made me watch.
Wait until you watch Days of Thunder. You're going to be blown away. That's going to be worth the $12 you spend on movies. By the way, I didn't have to spend the $4. It was free with stars.
You have stars? Okay, wow, you're just going to let that thing keep going off, huh?
Yeah, I am.
Wow. So, first off, I have the username and password to all of your stuff. Why do I not have your stars, bro?
Maybe I'm tired of you freeloading off me.
Nah, that's not it. What else could it be?
Pat, you and I had a discussion about you eating food in my house tonight. As soon as you walked in.
Listen, you want me to go to work all day, get out of work, go to the gym, get out of the gym, go home, shower, and be here immediately, right?
I didn't tell you you had to be here immediately.
Where in there is, Patrick, have some dinner for yourself. Really take care of yourself. I care about you, Patrick.
I don't care about you.
Yeah, so now you got to feed me. That's how it works.
Well, it looks like you skip a couple meals.
It sounds like you need to turn your goddamn phone on vibrate.
My phone is on vibrate.
Your fucking watch. You know what I'm talking about.
Don't be mad because you don't watch, Pat.
Tom's got his hand all far away from the microphone now, just in case anybody can hear him.
I didn't move it.
That's too far.
It's been the same spot.
It's so far.
It's been the same spot.
It's basically outside the room right now.
Anyway, Pat, you said you watched a Star Wars movie. How was that? Stupid?
It was A New Hope. It's fantastic. It's one of C-3PO's best performances.
How many times are you going to smack it on the mic? We did this last episode. Poor listeners. This is when
For the record, I mean, A New Hope is, I mean, it's definitely top 10 Star Wars movies.
Aren't there only like 12 of them?
There's 9.
So it sucked.
Unless you count Solo, which is like a side movie.
So it sucked.
No, it's dude, it is what it is. It was the first of all of them. So I've seen that movie
The
like
original
10,000 times. Yes, the actual first movie to be made. So it's like grainy and like let's call it spade a spade. I love Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I have Star Wars characters tattooed on me. They're not great actors, with the exception of Harrison Ford, who is the only one who wasn't a fucking actor when he started.
They're not great movies either.
You know how Harrison Ford got that spot?
Crashed a plane?
No. That's Air Force One.
No, but you get it because he crashes planes all the time.
Yeah, okay. Could you could.
Like in real life.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's crashed a plane like 12 times.
Really?
Yes.
It's pretty badass that he's also a pilot.
I think a lot of actors and stuff are.
You think that's just like the cool thing to do? Like,
You know, anybody can go get a pilot's license, right?
Well, I mean, sure.
My cousin Danny's going to get his pilot's license.
Is this an expensive process?
I have no idea.
We should do it. We should get our pilot's licenses, right? And then we should reenact that scene that you were talking about where the guy used human error to correct the plane and all that bullshit from the last podcast. And we'll see which one of us lives and which one of us dies. You go first.
I'm all set.
All right. You know how Harrison Ford got that job?
Okay. Oh.
He was a carpenter. He was doing cabinets at George Lucas's house. And George Lucas was having people come in to read for the part of Han Solo. And he was like, hey, I know it's not your job, but I'll pay you like your normal hourly rate if you will read across from the people. Like I need to audition these people and I can't be the one in the scene. I need to watch it. So if you could read across them, that would be great. So Harrison Ford was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, what else am I going to do? I'm getting paid. I'm in. And yeah, but by the time it was over, it was just like, so you're perfect for this role, man. You want to be an actor? And then Harrison Ford made the 3 Star Wars movies and the 3 Indiana Jones movies. I mean, talk about some shit fucking luck. That's just insane.
Well, he clearly had talent.
Yeah, dude's good. I'll still fuck with Harrison Ford. He's a good actor.
I guess. Any movies you want to throw out there? Because I have a new movie for you to watch. And I bet you didn't come prepared for me to watch a new movie.
Well, actually, it was going to depend. If you liked Snatch, I was going to recommend Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. But since you clearly didn't.
It sucked.
Because here's the thing. I'm going to have to start purposely picking bad movies because you seem to have horrible taste.
I think I have very good taste. I think you have horrible taste.
Well, I guess we're going to do the abundantly obvious since you talked so much shit. You were astounded that I would question whether or not you had seen Casino. And then it was
I'm not
revealed,
watching The fucking Godfather,
it
dude.
was
I ain't
revealed
got
that you had
time to
never
watch
seen The Godfather.
I don't have time to watch that shit, dude.
Think of it as watching 2 movies at once, Tom.
Yeah, I don't have time to do that. I barely have time to watch one movie.
Here's the thing. One day you're going to see The Godfather, and you're going to regret so badly denying.
I'll tell you what. I'll watch The Godfather.
I'm curious what you think there's a flip side to this.
There is.
Okay.
You have to have both movies done by the next time we record for the podcast.
When are we going to do that?
Within the next 4 to 5 days.
I can take one in tomorrow. Yeah, I got that. No problem.
No problem.
No fucking... Whoa. Is the second one going to be free? Don't hit me with that $4 bullshit, Tom.
It's going to be $4.
Don't hit me with the fucking bullshit about the $4.
I don't know. Pat, write it off on your taxes. I don't tell you.
Oh, man, you're a motherfucker.
You don't think I'm going to have to pay for The Godfather?
No.
Yes, I am.
Do you have a DVD player?
Yes.
I have the box set. I'll give you The Godfather on DVD to watch and then return unscathed. I will not give it to you. I will loan it to you.
Pat loaned me his Young Gun movies. They're still at my house.
For real?
Yeah.
God, they're so good.
They're okay.
So you have to watch The Godfather. I have to watch Days of Thunder and
Ready Player One.
Tron?
No. Ready Player One.
Is that on one of the free movie streaming devices?
No. I already told you it's going to cost you $4.
Did you try to find it on the...
Yes, I watched it last night.
Let me ask you, are you purposely looking for things that I have to pay money for at this point?
I just watched it last night. I paid for it.
Hold
Actually,
on. Was it a 48-hour download?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to eat your fucking food, sit on your God damn it. I'm going to sit on your
Every
fucking couch,
episode.
and I'm going to watch your fucking TV.
Why?
Because it's free. I don't know. I got 48 hours. When did you download it?
Yesterday. So you have till tomorrow.
Well, I have tomorrow off, so expect me till around 11 tonight.
We're not going to be done recording until 11.
How long's Tron?
It's not Tron. It's Ready Player One.
Fuck.
You dumb ass.
I don't know why you say I'm fried, bro. That's an unfair
That's unfair?
determination. Yeah.
I've said Ready Player One about 6 times in the last minute.
I've never
I sound
fucking
like you
heard of this
say-
movie.
I sound like you saying Tom McDonald in the last episode.
Bitch. Tom McDonald, bitch.
Yeah. Ready Player One, bitch.
Okay, so I've seen a movie, right, that's in that like genre of like, I don't know, is it like video game-esque?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not positive.
It's not so much. It is video game-esque, right? But
But it's real life.
it's an alternate like dimension almost. It's not a dimension. It's like a place where you go to hang out with your friends. It's all virtual.
Do they have like, is it on their cell phones and they score points and stuff?
No, they
Or, like,
put
to
on
get
headset.
followers?
It's all like VR.
Okay, so I have not seen that movie. I don't know what movie I'm talking about,
Me neither.
but I definitely haven't seen the movie you're talking about.
It's good.
All right, so Ready Player One and
Days of Thunder,
Gaze of Thunder.
not Gaze of Thunder. Days of Thunder.
I
Gaze
didn't
of
say
Thunder.
Gaze of Thunder. I said Days of Thunder.
You said Gaze of Thunder.
Wow,
That's the porno you watched last night. Days of Thunder
well played, Tom. Well played.
is the movie you have to watch with Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman. It's a great movie.
All right, this is a
Anything else you want? Andy actually sent in a thing about The Godfather, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to try. I don't know if I'll get it all done before the next episode. It'd be almost impossible. But I will try and watch them all 3 of them.
no. Just watch one.
I'm going to watch one at a time for the next 3 episodes.
Just watch fucking one. We'll get to the review and we'll see where we go from there. First off, for the record, Godfather 3, not worth watching. It was pretty bad. You ever seen like the sequels that fall off, like Hangover? This is that.
There's been a lot of those.
Yeah.
If you guys have any movies that you guys think we should watch, send them in. Because eventually we're going to run out of movies. I heard that Ted 3 came out in movies the other day.
There's a Ted 2?
Yeah.
Like the bear? Thunder
Yeah.
Buddies?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Thunder. You
Yeah.
just got spots.
Yeah. You
Really?
didn't know there was a Ted 2?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I don't think I've seen the whole thing. I've seen bits and pieces.
Fuck. I wonder if I've seen it.
The more and more I think about it, I don't think I've seen a whole movie.
Bro, I used to... The Ted or Ted 2?
Any of them. Any movie. I don't think I've seen the whole thing. Because I always see bits and pieces.
So first off, you haven't seen many for what you have seen.
I can't believe you questioned me on fucking the Casino.
Oh, Jesus, fuck.
Who hasn't seen Casino?
Godfather is 100 times bigger than Casino. If you're astounded that you haven't seen Casino.
It is, but it isn't. You have to look at the age range, the age of the people watching the movie. Godfather was a big movie when my father was a kid.
Yeah, Godfather's still a big movie.
No, it's not.
Literally everybody's seen it.
I'm going to tell you right now. If you go ask any 20-year-old if they've seen The Godfather, they're going to say, nah. We'll have to ask Paul Walker tomorrow at work if he's seen it.
It's weird that you feel like a legitimate representative, like you're the voice of the 20-year-old opinion of The Godfather.
Well, I'm closer to 20 than you are, Pat.
Not by enough. First off, you're how much younger than me?
5. Maybe 6.
You're 5 younger. So I'll just assume that means 5 years. So you're saying that 20-year-olds haven't seen the movie. That's your argument for why you haven't seen the movie. But
I haven't seen it because I don't want to watch it.
Your balding ass is nowhere near 20. You should have seen the movie by now.
I don't want to watch it. That's why I haven't
can't.
seen it.
I can't fucking wait for you to see this movie and then tell me. Oh!
Mikey Ford's calling in.
All right. Well, Tom already said your name. Hey, Paul Walker.
Shit.
What's up, bud?
Hey, you're on the podcast right now because we have a very important set of questions for you.
Yes.
I'm going to open with, how old are you?
I turned 26 yesterday.
26. Oh, hey, happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks so much, guys.
Did anybody at work get you anything for your birthday?
I bought everyone coffee today, so no.
You didn't buy me a coffee.
I should mention that I work directly next to Mr. Walker. Hey, so Tom says,
Sometimes we hold hands. It's weird.
it's true.
Anyway.
Tom says that nobody your age has.
Well, to be fair, I said nobody that's 20 years old.
I'm sorry, nobody that's 20 years old. So I'm gonna say you're the closest we can get out of our phones to a 20-year-old. Have you? That's good. What?
I was going to say that's good. You don't know any movement under 20.
That's a valid point. Have you or have you not seen The Godfather?
Of course.
Of course, he says. Let me ask you, Paul Walker.
Hold on, time out. Paul Walker, what's your nationality?
I'm honestly a mutt. I'm a bunch of different things from all over.
I can't believe that you would take this to an issue of race, you
It has nothing
sick
to do with.
fuck.
I didn't say anything about race. I said nationality.
Clearly, you wanted him to say Italian so that you could make the Italian people out to be bad mafia.
It has nothing to do with that. But Italian people tend to watch those mafia type of movies.
You're a sick fuck.
So I'm actually almost every European country, but I'm not Italian at all.
Wow. What was your point? Where were you going with that, Tom? Where were you
Exactly
going?
what I said. I assumed he was Italian. He looks Italian. He
doesn't look Italian. He looks like Paul Walker. Whatever Paul
What's that?
Walker was is what he looks like.
he looks Italian. He doesn't even look like Paul Walker.
Hey, let's, Paul, I want to speak strictly in hypotheticals here, okay? None of this is or is not factual. It is a hypothetical. Let's just say there was a fat piece of shit who had never seen The Godfather. Would you think, wow, what a fat piece of shit?
Just name him Slom.
Okay, Slom, yes. Slom it is. What would you say to him? Would you recommend The Godfather?
I don't know how anyone that might be near 28 to 29 hasn't seen that movie.
You are being very gracious about this gentleman's age, this hypothetical gentleman's hypothetical age.
Well, he has no hair yet. I mean,
Jesus Christ, this guy's
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I know what Mike's doing tomorrow.
Oh my god!
I just want to make it clear too on the podcast.
Oh fuck!
I'm one of Paul Walker's bosses.
Huh?
should I lose my job over this?
No, you cannot. Tom cannot hold this against you in any way, shape, or form.
Slom.
You think?
Oh, sorry, Slom. Slom cannot hold this against you. Oh my god! I love that the two words you combined were Tom's name and the word slob. Hey, listen, we want to thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Tell your girlfriend I love her. I'll talk to you later.
That's weird, but okay.
Bye. Excellent. Excellent guest appearance from Paul Walker.
Yeah, he's fired tomorrow. All right, so we're not going to talk to him anymore.
Completely unprovoked.
Yeah, just shocked fire with the no hair thing. I get it. I got a receding hairline. It happens. All right. Anyway, moving forward.
I just want to call more people. Oh, fuck.
Anyway, Pat's going to watch Ready Player One and Days of Thunder.
With a great anticipation.
And I'm going to watch The Godfather and fall asleep.
If you fall asleep during The Godfather, it proves my theory that I need to recommend the shittiest movies I can think of. And here's the thing. If you don't like The Godfather, I have a couple movies that I'm confident you're going to like because of how bad they are.
Throw them out there. Maybe I've seen them.
Big Trouble, Little China.
No, you already tried to get me to watch that once.
It's the best bad movie ever made.
I'm not sure there's a compelling argument for it.
Man, I can't think of Jack's last name in that movie. Kurt Russell. Every cliche in every action movie ever falls into that one movie so beautifully.
You know what's a great movie?
What's that?
Gladiator.
Gladiator's a good flick. 300 was a good flick.
I've never seen 300.
I'm going to ignore that you haven't seen 300. I'm going to say those movies, like a movies about that specific time period. Now, oh God, I'm going to get fucking roasted if those two things aren't the same exact time period.
They're not. Have you ever seen Spartacus?
The old ass movie?
No, the actual, like, the series.
Oh, you used to talk about that all the time. I want to say
it's awesome.
Aren't there a bunch of naked dudes in that?
There's a lot of naked people in it in general. They fuck all the time. It was like
you really sidestepped my question.
I wouldn't say a lot of naked dudes, but there tends to be naked dudes. When
I knew there was a reason that you had loved it and I didn't want to see it. I couldn't remember what.
Says the guy who said, "Shove your dick in my mouth."
I did not say shove. First off, second off, she was so hot, and I was in a very interesting state of mind. I was just about to reach climax.
Thinking about dicks.
I was not thinking about. Well, I was thinking about my dick. I was thinking about my dick, not her dick. She didn't even have a dick.
Sure.
If she did. I never saw it.
Wink face.
I see what you did there. What was? Oh, since you love Tom Cruise so much, The Last Samurai.
Never seen it.
What the fuck? It's like you like the second best of all these groups. Oh, my brother chain message with my 4 older brothers going insane. Michael bought this house today. It's fucking insane.
Nice.
Out in Arizona. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Good for him.
Well, the dude's been working since March, like 80, 85 hours a week because he's a nurse and, COVID. So he's just banking that fucking money.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Happy for him.
It almost looks...
maybe you should send a donation to the podcast. Maybe if you just listen to one episode.
I'm sure he would. Oh, okay. I'm not going to finish that sentence. I was going to say I'm sure he would if somebody told him about it.
Yeah.
That does not reflect well on me.
Every single person in my family has listened to it, and my parents listen to every episode.
I told his wife about it, but I also told her not to ever
You also didn't tell
listen.
her the name of it.
Yeah, I also told her never to listen to it because it would not be what she wanted to hear.
But I'm sure your brother would love it.
My brother would thoroughly enjoy it. My brother has some stories that are so fucking podcast worthy. I would love when he comes here for him to be on the podcast.
Why don't we just get him on a Skype video and we can talk to him?
I would love to do that.
Set it up, Pat. Set it up.
How far we've come. He's like a hardworking nurse, father of 2, role model husband. They're out like taking family hikes and shit every weekend.
He's the one that owned the house with Tony.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
There were some crazy days back in those days.
Yeah, so that's going to conclude movie time. Pat, you suck. Pat, I just want to throw this out there. This isn't a segment or nothing. I just want to say thank you.
For everything that I do for you, you're welcome.
I wasn't saying thank you to you.
I don't understand.
I was saying thank you to the people that listen to the show. Today, it is Tuesday around 9 o'clock at night. We had 500 downloads.
500 downloads.
I just happened to go check. Pat actually yesterday told a bunch of people, and believe it or not, they went and listened. It's amazing what happens when you tell people, like family members and stuff. And my brother actually doesn't listen to the show because it's not his type of thing, but he actually turned somebody on to it because he figured that he would enjoy it.
That's the first time your brother's ever turned anybody on. Ross Geller ass motherfucker.
First off, Ross Geller got the hottest one of them all.
Damn it, that's a valid counterpoint.
And not for nothing, his wife is pretty attractive.
She is a very good looking woman.
Yeah, so. You sound just stupid.
Still a nerd.
Okay, anyway. So thanks for everybody for listening. 500 downloads. Keep telling people. I'm still waiting for a piece of mail from somebody that we don't know personally, so I can send you a t-shirt.
It says 500 downloads in the last 90 days. How long have we been doing the podcast?
Like 33 days.
Feels like a fucking lifetime.
Doesn't it? I feel it, but think about it, it's been 5 weeks. because this is episode 10.
of non-stop podcasting.
It's not nonstop. We record, at this point, we've been pumping out the episodes in one take. So we really only meet twice a week.
If you're wondering why there's a dramatic drop in quality, it's because we're rushing through it. That's right.
I think our quality has gone up.
I'm not gonna lie. I think episode 8 was wait, no. Which one was the short one?
That was 9.
9. I thought that was a great episode. Me personally, it actually left me wishing, fuck, I wish this one was longer.
Yeah, see?
That's that weird, like the paradox, right? The time paradox. If it's too long, it gets old. If it's too short, you want more.
I'm telling you, I think an hour and a half is perfect.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out, because this one, not going to make it. But we'll see what happens.
I do have like a little feel-good story if you want to. Like we're always in the negative news.
Is this a memory story?
No, it's a different type of segment. Yeah, so scrolling through Facebook, I see this story. I don't even know why. I don't often read into the Facebook posts, but this one, the person who had posted it, not that I remember who the fuck it was, but the person who had posted it was like, oh, that's interesting that they found this story, thumbs upable enough to put it on their wall. So it's a story about a child who is, he's riding his bicycle, right? And he rides it with his parents and the dog. So they go on walks every night. And every night he's rolling into this guy's driveway, right? Private property. It triggers the motion alarm. It turns his camera on. And it's an everyday thing, which could very easily be something that's annoying to deal with. Especially since like the parents are right there. The parents are walking their dog with this kid. So they should, you would think, be like, no, like, you can't be in strangers' driveways, or like, no, that's private property, don't go on there, or that's illegal, whatever weird warning we would give in like modern day, don't do what you're doing. So this guy, instead of like threatening legal action like a fucking Karen, or going outside and like yelling at the parents, or like, yelling at the kid, this guy chalks out with sidewalk chalk a racetrack for this kid to follow in his driveway. So as they're going for their evening walk, this kid can ride like a course in the driveway. And then every time it rains, he sets up a new racetrack path for this kid to ride his bike on. And then all of the neighbors, like, the old lady that walks her dog in a carriage and the other families who go on walks all start using this racetrack. So this guy's driveway has become like, like a thing in the neighborhood. Everybody makes sure that they walk past his house so that they can ride on the racetrack. I think that's pretty fucking badass, man.
I think that's a great story, Pat. I like it. You want to know what the first thing I thought of was?
Lawsuit?
Yeah, when somebody gets hurt and sues that poor bastard.
You would think that there would be enough peer pressure in the neighborhood to stop that from happening. Now, I don't know that that's true.
Bad people are bad people, Pat.
That's a true story.
Karens are Karens.
Also true. I think it's...
I hope that doesn't happen for this guy because he tried to do the right thing. But you and I both know, nice guys finish last.
True story. I do like it, man.
It's for you, Erica.
It's good of... What the fuck?
You get it?
Oh, yeah. It makes me think of the time that you bought those condoms to use with her. When the Olympics were going on, you got the gold, silver, and bronze condoms. And she was like, please, 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 can you please wear the silver condom so I can finally come in first? Was that what that reference was?
Crickets again.
I remember that story vividly.
Wasn't good.
Wasn't good. Anyways, I think this guy's a stand-up guy. I also think kudos to this guy for not being scared of something like that. You know what I mean? He obviously understands that that's a risk.
Yeah, he must. I mean, who doesn't in today's day and age? If you don't, you're just dumb. But yeah, I hope that it continues to be a good thing in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that story was good enough to start a new segment, the Feel Good Story segment.
Yeah. You know what makes you feel good, Pat?
doing a podcast with me?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Is it really what you were going to say?
Yeah.
What a fucking weird beard.
Well, this and my family are the only good things in my life, Pat.
Hey, we had I swear to God, this is true. We had a customer today, and we talked about him after work. That guy. The guy who the guy who thinks you're going to hand him cash.
Fucking idiot.
So everybody thinks we look alike. Like everybody we run into, the customers think we look alike.
I had a guy today ask me, the guy who was returning a box truck at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He wanted to leave some boxes in the truck. And I just said, yeah, whatever. He goes, I think you're the one that sent out the truck with me this morning. I said, no, there's a guy that works in there who looks just like me.
It's so weird.
And we really don't look that much alike.
No. So that guy, he's trying to describe somebody. He's like, you always take care of me. I feel like, this isn't how this is supposed to go. I just want you to handle it. And I'm like, listen, I get what you're saying, but I didn't make you any promises. I don't know who you're talking about.
It's funny that you brought this up because I was going to talk about this on the show and I didn't think that it was appropriate. But fuck it. You already brought it up. I want to talk about it. But fuck.
Whoa, hold on. So this is because it's so fucking funny. So knowing that everybody goes for the did he look just like me line, I'm like, let me ask you, the guy who made you this promise. And I'm air quoting to myself because I'm over the phone with this guy. I'm like, the guy who made you this promise, did he look just like me? And he was like, no, he looked nothing. Well, actually, now that you mention it, yeah, he looked a lot like you, but he didn't put it together on his own. And I thought that was fucking funny as shit. Because he just had an epiphany on the phone with me out of all angry and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. This guy is a giant loser.
Turd sack.
I was going to use a different word. But I don't want to get too much into what we do. We provide a service for people.
Yeah, I mean, we could be as vague as humanly possible so that everybody can relate to it. We provide a good or service to the general public.
Yeah. And this guy had an issue.
He did. Ran into an issue.
And I totally understand where he was coming from. So he wanted to get another good or service. And I worked him a deal on there. Then he backed out of that one. A couple weeks later, he needed another good. So we hooked him up. Applied his funds from his previous goods to the new good, so it was a wash.
Yeah, so let's call it purchase one. We'll just call it a purchase. It wasn't, but we'll call it a purchase.
Yeah, he purchased one.
He was unsatisfied. He didn't want the same thing, so he came back at a later date for a second purchase. At which point, you took the price of the first purchase off of the price of the more expensive second purchase.
Yes.
That is where we call fair.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward, I'm on the phone with this guy.
Mind you, this happened 2 months ago.
This was a very long time ago in real people years.
Yes. And he calls up today.
Yeah.
Out of the blue.
So he's super confused. I'm trying to explain that because he's confused why purchase one shows up on his credit card bill. And I'm like, no, listen, this is the thing, because that was the deal. So we took that price off of purchase two. Look at the price that you paid for the second thing that was more expensive. It was like $38.
Yeah.
So that's way less money than either one of those things should cost. That's because that's where we made it right. And he, seriously, first off, I went through that scenario like 5 times before he was on the same page as me. Second, he's like, yeah, but the other guy, he promised me $150. I'm like, are you sure that wasn't off of the second purchase? He's like, no. It was in addition to. So I really think that, like, in his head,
he's fucked.
Yeah,
he thinks I'm going to hand him money.
On top of taking the money off. So, like, hey, you cost me like an hour and some inconvenience and aggravation. I was moderately frustrated one day, mildly even. And in return for that, I would like to Karen my way to like 2 days worth of a paycheck for some people.
Yeah, it's brutal. So when this happened today, I just realized that people like this is why most days I don't enjoy my job anymore.
So I'm on the exact opposite of the spectrum. No shock there. People like that are the only thing I enjoy about working in general, because I call them.
Why? They just add more stress to my day.
Nah, they're dinner guests, right? So when you sit down at the table with your family, they're the people that you talk about. Nobody's talking about the smooth transaction at the counter. You're talking about that guy. He is why you have a story to tell.
Listen, Pat, we have so much stuff to talk about. We started a podcast. I don't need people adding more stress to my life.
We should pick a song and make a fucking dumb customer of the week segment for this.
This guy would win for the next month.
We'll call it the Darwin. He wins the Darwin Award this week.
He's a fucking stooge. Anyway, Pat, switching gears. I know that you're into video games and stuff.
I am.
But you never got into like the Twitch thing, huh?
No. You know what? I have a cousin who has, like, I'm pretty sure at this point he's making an income from Twitch. What's that when you have enough?
You become affiliated.
Yeah, he's affiliated that. But you know what? He is like, it couldn't have happened to a more appropriate person. He's like the nicest guy in the world. He's like the guy, you know, like when you hit the beach, he can throw the frisbee. I always found it weird when people could throw a frisbee well. Like, he can use a boomerang, like all those weird things, like hacky sacking. He can do everything. He's just kind of good at everything. But he truly was always super passionate about video games. And now he plays the shit. He plays the shit out of some video games. So I love it. He was a goldsmith. I think he's still a goldsmith by day. But he was a goldsmith forever and ever and ever. And I don't think that your hands will stand the test of time as a goldsmith. I assume that's a pretty good beating on your hands.
I have no idea. I don't even... Goldsmith, I imagine, is like some sort of jeweler.
Yeah, so... Yeah, a goldsmith is like one step further. He can design and build jewelry. So like the rings that he has on his hands, he made himself, or like his necklace.
I don't really imagine that does much to your hands.
Well, it's small stuff all day. You know,
yeah, but they got tools for that now. I mean, maybe back in the day, but nowadays, I don't think it's that big a deal.
He's doing it all with a machine,
or even hand tools. But I mean, still, that's not. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I work with tools to beat the shit out of my body, but I've also, like, you're not bashing your knuckles while you're putting a diamond into a placeholder.
I know you're working with hot stuff. Like, you could burn the shit out of yourself.
Well, be careful.
I assume you're also probably working with sharp stuff because you're carving and stuff like that. I don't really know, man.
I have no idea.
Either way, good for him for the Twitch thing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's been on my mind, but because I watch a lot of Twitch. I watch Twitch almost every night.
Dear God.
Well, it's just like something I put on in the background, like when I'm going to bed or whatever. Because I like games like Call of Duty and stuff like that. And I think one of the reasons why I continue to watch it as much is because I don't have as much time to play video games. So I watch them, and that's kind of like, I'm not playing, but at least I'm getting to see it.
That's like the methadone for your heroin addiction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Since you can't play the game, you just watch the game.
Yeah, and, well, plus the people I watch are entertaining. Like, I watch a guy called Nick Merckx.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I watch a guy that he started playing with the swag during the day. If I'm home, I'll watch Tim the Tatman and Nick.
I always ask, you know, because like my nieces and nephews watch Twitch nonstop. My friends' kids all watch Twitch nonstop. I always ask the same question. I've never gotten the answer that I'm waiting for. I always say, why do you watch Twitch? Why do you watch other people play games? This is the answer I wait for. And we're talking years now that Twitch has been at least semi-popular. And I always am waiting for, I want to get better at video games. Like, they're watching it almost like homework. They're honing their craft. None of them ever say that.
That's one of the reasons why I originally started was
right. Well, as an adult, if you're going to do it, yeah, you're going to be like, oh, I could get better at this by watching somebody else do it and seeing, you know, kind of taking away what I can take away from this person.
From these people that are pro gamers.
Not at all the case with these kids. I don't know. They don't have good reasons. They're always like, you know, just the dumbest shit.
Well, for them, it's the cool thing to do. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Well, that's what everybody else is doing. It'd be like, What was something that we did because everybody else did when we were in school?
Play video games. And our parents thought that was the dumbest shit in the world.
Yeah.
Why aren't you outside?
Yeah, I really enjoy it, man. I really enjoy Twitch. I wish I was good enough to stream. I'm not. My brother streamed for a little bit. He's nasty, but it's hard, man. It's almost like the podcasting. It's just something you got to keep going and going and going. You know, all these people have regular jobs.
Yeah.
Now they're making more money in a month than we see all year.
Yeah, and they're doing that.
So for any of you guys that don't understand how the Twitch, like how Twitch works or even YouTube or all that, like they're all a little different. I know a little bit about Twitch because I've looked into it. So Twitch, you get paid off subscribes, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you have Amazon Prime, you automatically get a free Twitch sub every month. So
you're getting the download lingo right now from Tommy.
So you can sub to anybody on Twitch because Twitch is owned by Amazon. So you can, Twitch is owned by Amazon. In case you didn't know.
All right.
Yeah, that's why they have so much money.
I met a few subs and a few doms on Tinder. Different subs.
I don't really know what you're talking about. I imagine that's something to do with the he-she thing you met.
No, that's submissive and dominant. Jesus, what the fuck?
I don't know. I mean, you're using all kinds of weird
You
lingo.
said that I met first off. I did not meet.
Pat
that
asked
person.
me, hold on, we'll tell that story after this. But anyway, so the way it works, so they get paid on average, and depending, like there's different tiers you can buy and stuff like this, but the average sub is $2.50 per sub. So somebody like Nick Merckx has 66,000 subs.
So basically, lunch for Tommy.
130 grand a month on the low end. Never mind what he's getting off YouTube because he posts YouTube videos all
He's
the
got to
time.
have advertisers too, right?
Plus, he's sponsored. He has advertisers. Like, this guy's got to be raking in $250,000 a month. Playing video games. That's all he does all day is play video games.
I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do that because I love video games. And the same reason we recently talked about me being like a commentator for a wrestling company. I don't think I could do it because I don't want to do something that I hold in such high regard as a love, and I don't want to become a part of it. I don't want it to be ruined. You'd like tainted.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys, a lot of these guys, first off, you get to play whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like right now, Tim the Tatman's on. He's doing something for, I think the Halo, the new Halo that came out.
Yeah.
So Halo's paying him to stream this, so he has to do that. But the rest of his streams, unless somebody's paying him to play a specific game, he can play whatever he wants. So he gets to hang out with Nick Merckx and Cloaksy and all these other guys and play whatever they want to play and have fun with the boys. It's just like doing a podcast, except they're live streaming it.
Oof. Yeah, I don't know, man. It seems too close to the action.
You also, like, when was the last time you really sat around all day and just played video games? Like, all day.
Years.
Yeah.
Years and years.
You know, that's what these guys do.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's their type of love. You know what I mean? I don't think any of them get tired of playing. I just think they and if, you know what, if they get stream sniped, they call it, or hackers in the game or whatever that are, you know, they keep getting screwed over.
Yeah.
They just switch up and go play a game like Fall Guys. You know what I mean?
Hold on. So these guys aren't even like the best at what they do, is what you're saying?
A lot of them are, but you can't. If people are going to cheat, people are going to cheat.
So why don't these guys just cheat better?
Because they don't cheat. They're not playing to cheat. They play because they're good.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. Listen, you can't be a streamer and cheat. That's not legitimate.
What if that was like somebody's thing, like the streamer who cheats all the time?
Nobody would want to watch that.
I don't know. Everybody liked Ric Flair. Everybody liked Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, that's not wrestling, dude.
All right.
You're an asshole. I don't know. Just in like now you can stream on YouTube and play video games. I'm telling you, I think we really got to get into this YouTube game, you and I. The live streams or recording our podcast live and putting them up.
I can't imagine anybody that would desire to stare at our two fat fucking faces.
Do I know what's funny, Pat?
What's that?
You said, I don't know, with the live stream or the one that we did before that one with Mason.
Yeah.
You know, on our YouTube page, those have the most views out of anything.
It's ridiculous.
People dig it, bro.
That's so weird to me. This is you know that this is a fact. If I am in a relationship with a girl, I consistently make fun of her, like for being a chubby chaser and for like fucking a redhead, like ginger fucker. You're disgusting. I mean, I can't see somebody wanting to watch. I can't see why you don't have
a girlfriend. Just putting them down all the time and shit. You're the big. You say I'm an asshole to my wife.
You are.
You're a fucking asshole to every girl you ever dated. And the wife you had.
That seems unfair.
Maybe that's why it's the wife you had.
I don't think that one was directly my fault.
I think it was. Maybe you should have tried a little bit harder, Pat.
Maybe that was possible.
Yeah, so there's something else you wanted to say before. Oh, we were going to get into the story about you.
We were only going to get into the story because you brought it up, Tom. I didn't bring it up, Tom.
Oh, I brought it up.
Now I feel like I have to justify your comment.
You want to make this a memory story? Because it's a funny memory.
Sure.
Memories with a silver lining message.
Do you want to tell her or do you want me to just tell it, Pat?
No, I will gladly tell the story. So
gladly? You seem a little upset about it.
This is a story about when we thought I was shopping at what we like to call the fish market. It turns out I was at the meat market. So Tom was taking a drink when I said that, and we may need new microphones pretty soon.
Classic.
So I met a...
You better tell the entire story.
I plan to. I don't know what part you think I'm going to leave out. Oh, I know what part you... You know, you can tell that part, actually. I'm fine with that. So, first off, we've had this debate, my brothers and I, since this occurred. So we'll get to the debate after. I met a girl. I don't want to put her name out there. Let's call her Pat. So... Pat, not me, the girl, and I have great conversations. She loves everything I love. She loves ribeye steak. She loves football. She loves video games. So we're at the, we've been talking on the Tinder machine for a little while, and it's go time. There's a new, what's it, Texas Roadhouse? What is that?
Where?
Down in the Dirty Water.
Yeah, Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse. I've never been. Pat's never been, but we both love ribeye steak. So I say, hey, what do you say later this week? I take you to Texas Roadhouse. We can both try out the new restaurant and get some ribeyes. So she's like, there's something I should tell you before we make this date official. And I'm like, fuck me. What's coming? Like, I already am weary of being online because of the honey buns incident. So I don't like where this is going. And I know how bad this is going to be. Well, actually, there's no way I could have fucking imagined how bad this is going to be. Hopefully all of you have put this together by now. So she's like...
I've had to bite my tongue for this whole thing.
I was born male. So I'm trying to be super considerate of this, right? Because I don't want to be a fucking asshole. Like, first off, I found this person attractive. We have a ton in common. I don't know.
You got a bunch of common because you're both dudes.
Yeah, we both definitely wanted to go get meat. I did not realize how... You know what? This is not a good follow-up story to the last story we told on the fucking podcast. Anyways, so I'm like, oh, all right. This is new territory. So I'm like, when you say you were born male, how much would that affect us now? And she's like, well, it wouldn't affect us at all as long as you were okay with it. And I'm like, no, I guess I'm fine with it. How much would it affect us
You're so fucked.
while we were being intimate? You know, I'm like, I really need to know if she has a penis. Because,
What's bothering me about your story, Pat?
hold on. One time I told a girl to stick her penis in my mouth. Luckily, that was not an option. I don't want to fall into a situation where she takes me seriously. So, turns out she has all her male body parts still.
So, Pat, here's my problem with what you've been saying this entire time. You keep referring to him as her.
If somebody refers to themselves as she, I got no problem following suit. It doesn't really bother me.
It bothers me.
I think it's fucked up that, you know, like you don't like to be called Tommy, so I don't call you Tommy.
A lot of people call me Tommy now
Why do you think that is?
because I needed a podcast number 9 with Tommy
Weird.
because you called me Tommy.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, well, fuck it. Bad example. No, but so I just like politely was like, you know what? I don't think that would be my cup of tea, or in this case, glass of jizz. So I just kind of bowed out, and she was like, well, you know where I work, so you can always stop by and say hi if you want to. And I was like, man, I should not do that like on a lonely night because God knows where that would lead. So I guess you, I suppose, could pick up there.
Pat asked me to go down to the local where she worked. It worked. He worked.
Very insensitive.
You get it. I don't care about being sensitive.
Oh, I know.
About these people. I'll tell you another story as this. To go down and check him out to see.
I was curious.
Why would you have me go though? Why wouldn't you just go check it out yourself?
She knew what I looked like, Tom.
You knew what it looked like.
Yeah. I didn't want... Okay, so picture this, right? I walk in. She's hideous in real life, even though online, she's pretty fine. And I'd like to say, everybody agrees with me. I've shown the many pictures to many people, and all of them are like, damn, really? And I'm like, yeah, man.
All right,
No, really. Yeah, man. So... No, I was curious, like how authentic she was playing the role.
So I'm gonna tell you 2 stories, Pat.
Hold on, let's talk about, because I'm curious that I know that driver Andy is gonna have a fucking field day, maybe Rocket.
Maybe.
My brothers and I have had this debate now for about 2 years, and the debate is: would you if?
Would I what?
I'm not talking to you. The debate is, would you? It's open-ended, like, fuck it, me neither. Right? So, if she was a very attractive woman with anatomically correct body parts, but she was born a man, or male, would you?
No.
Why?
Because that would always be in the back of my head. I'm all set. No.
It'd be in the back of you for sure. No, really. So, hold on. Great personality.
You would, wouldn't you?
Well, that's the debate. Is would I? And I don't have an answer, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I'd like to be like, no. I'm a big enough person that doesn't bother me. I will tell you this: if it was the right person, I would certainly be open. I don't know.
So
I feel like
get to what I'm
I feel
gonna
like
say,
I don't want to say that I wouldn't do it because it makes me feel like an asshole, but I don't think I could do it.
I know I wouldn't do
Which
it.
sounds super fucked up.
Why does it sound super fucked up? You don't like dudes.
But it's not a dude.
So this is one of the things. It is. It was born a man. Do you know why? What makes it a man?
What's that?
It's having the, I don't know which chromosome. I think it's the X chromosome that makes you a man. The extra X chromosome makes you the man. You can't get rid of the chromosome. You can get rid of the body parts. You can't get rid of the chromosome. It's still a man.
Let me ask you. Can I put my fist in your chromosome? Then I don't give a fuck what chromosomes you have. Are you with me?
It sounds like you want to fuck dudes. I don't know.
If anything, it sounds like I want to fist you.
Either way, you want to fuck dudes.
I don't want to fuck dudes. That's not the point of the story.
This is a true
This is a
story.
terrible fucking follow-up to the last episode. Really
So
bad
this is
timing.
something, and I'll just tell my mom this when we're home. This is a true story. My son went to, I guess, a sleepover at his friend's house last week, and he told me when he got home that they kind of played a joke on the kid's dad and his grandfather, my son's grandfather. Before he left the friend's house, he went up to the dad and was like, "So what do you think?" And the dad was like, "What?" And he's like, "Can I date your son?" So
Kind of what?
Can I date your son?
Oh, okay.
Colin tells you, so I'm like, what the fuck?
So Colin asked this dude if Colin
could date his son.
Okay.
And then, he's like, "Oh, I'm not kidding, blah, blah, blah."
Whoa, what was the dad's reaction?
I don't know. Colin didn't really get into that.
I'm so curious.
I did notice he has a black and blue eye. Maybe that's why. No, I'm not kidding. And I guess the friend, they went and hung out with Colin's grandfather afterwards, and the friend did the same thing to his grandfather. I don't think anything happened. So Colin's telling me this, and I'm like, maybe my son's trying to tell me something.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? So I went and talked to him, and he was laughing about it again, and I was like, I'm going to text, I'm going to mess around with your friend's dad and text him and say, "Hey, I heard my son came out to you." He goes, "Don't do that. He'll think I'm really gay." And I'm like, well, you see why you shouldn't joke around about stuff like that? So maybe he got the joke. So I told him what I hope any normal father would say to their son. I don't care if you are. You can tell me. I'm not going to be upset.
Is that the truth?
That's God's honest truth.
You wouldn't care?
I wouldn't care.
Okay.
I did tell him, the only thing that you're not allowed to tell me is that you want to be a woman. That's not okay. You're a man.
That's like the 2020 version. Like these things come out almost like in waves, right? Like there was a wave in the 80s of homosexuality, and now here we are in the 2000s, and we have transgender.
Yeah, I'm not okay with it.
What do you think is next?
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people that say they're non-binary and they don't identify as a male or a female.
I count that in the transgender thing.
I don't know, man. Who the fuck cares? The whole transgender thing is a bunch of... If you want to dress up like a woman and act like a woman, that's one thing. I'm not going to call you a woman, which is going to lead into my next story. Okay?
Yeah.
Two Christmases ago, me and my wife are doing some last-minute shopping on Christmas Eve. We went to Target in Manchester.
Okay.
So we're standing in line, and we're standing in line, and I see the cashier has tight like pants on, jeans on.
Sure.
Not a very big,
not a big bust.
Yeah, not a big chest area.
Yeah.
Long hair. I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? Walk up to the counter. Its name was Victoria or something like that. It had a 5 o'clock shadow beard and the biggest Adam's apple I've ever seen. So here's my problem with the whole thing, right? If you want to tell people you want to be a woman and you're a man, or you're a man or a woman and you want to be a man, whatever, do you. I don't have to agree with it. I can accept it, but I don't have to. You really
can't accept it. I mean, you have repeatedly called someone who identifies as a girl he or it. So you don't accept it.
Okay, but I don't have to be mean to that person.
Not to their face.
Not at all. Why would I be mean to their face? They're not being mean to me.
I agree.
Here's my problem, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to say you want to be a woman and you're a man,
shave
your fucking face.
First off,
put in the effort.
But listen, there's little old ladies out there with like straight fucking beards rocking. You see them. I see them.
Yeah, but they're old ladies, man. This was like a 20-year-old.
Oh my God, hold on. A semi-related side note, okay? I was working with this dude the other day. He was picking something at work, and his fucking ear hair was like it was like he had mullets growing out of his fucking ears, bro. There was so much hair. And I like all was I could think.
Customer?
Oh yeah. All I could think was like, this is why people need to get married, right? Like that guy needs a wife to be like, no, don't leave the fucking house. Here's like a pair of scissors to trim it down a little bit, and then clippers when you get close, and maybe like clean your ears with a Q-tip every once in a while. Maybe they'll knock some stragglers out. The dude had the longest ear hair I've ever seen in my life. It was so...
I don't understand how people walk out of the house like that.
It's fucking crazy.
Like, don't get me wrong, man. Like, I've caught myself with long nose hairs and stuff like that.
I pluck my nose hairs. Like,
I'll
with
pluck
my fingers.
them. Like, as soon as I notice it, I'll pluck it right out with my fingers.
Yeah.
Air hair, if I notice it, I clean it right up as soon as I notice it.
Do you freak out, especially as somebody who works with like grease and oil and stuff? Do you freak out that your ears are gross and you can't see them, like on the inside?
I think about that every single, not even on the inside. You know what gets me is behind my ear. Every time I'm getting my hair cut, and if I don't come home and shower before I get my hair cut, it doesn't even matter if I worked in the yard that day or not.
Yeah.
I think about that. Like, they're going to pull back my ear and cut it, and it's going to be all gross.
Are you worried about like your personal barber or beautician?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm worried about like the general public. Like, do I have... Listen, everybody's seen some nasty fucking ears in their day, and I don't want...
work with a couple guys that have that.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy, man.
Me neither. But anyway, yeah, so to my point, if you want to say all those things or whatever, yeah, it sounds great, blah, blah, blah. It's the cool thing to do nowadays. At least put in the effort.
Yeah, I mean, man, that goes like...
It'd be like your wife not shaving her armpits.
Well, I mean, so, man, this is like a whole separate topic because that's where we're headed, bro. We're headed to women who don't shave their legs. We're headed to women who don't shave their armpits. We're headed to that territory very quickly.
Well, luckily my wife's older and that shouldn't be an issue.
Wow. Luckily, my wife is older.
Meaning that she's not
No,
gonna
that's
be
weird.
like that.
It's weird that you... Why not just make a bed on the couch? Why wait till you get kicked out of bed?
Listen, I'm never getting kicked out of bed. Cut it out.
She's too old to fight you off, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're a sick fuck.
She walks around with a walker, dude. What do you want?
Tom's favorite flavor of muffin? Dusty.
Anyway, yeah, that's gross. I feel bad for my son. Well, but think about it. Back in the 60s, nobody shaved their hoo-has. I don't know if they shaved their armpits, did they? I imagine they did.
Yeah, so shaving, I want to say it was Gillette. Man, I just fucking read this like 2 weeks ago. Interesting timing. Gillette as a marketing thing, right? So Gillette sold razors to men who wanted smooth faces or like trimmed up beards. And they were like, well, how the fuck could we make way more money? So the only people who read magazines in that time, and I want to say it was the early 1900s. I'm not positive. It could have been the late 1800s. It was definitely like the turn of the century between the 1800s and 1900s. So they were the only people who read magazines at the time were women, right? Men worked, women stayed at home, took care of the family.
Read magazines.
Read magazines, right. So, you know, barefoot, pregnant in the kitchen, and they had their magazines. So Gillette, in response to this, why are you laughing about that? That was the expression, barefoot and pregnant. Why the fuck is that so funny?
You know why it's funny, Pat? I'm not going to say it.
I don't have a fucking clue.
I'm not going to bury you in here.
All right. I don't have I don't know what our inside joke is here. Beside the point. Gillette, as a marketing strategy, started posting, or I guess not posting, that's definitely a modern term, putting advertisements in those magazines of women who had clean-shaven armpits or clean-shaven legs, because they knew that the people reading those magazines, which was women predominantly, would go, oh, that's a nice surprise for my husband, or, oh, that's a distinguishing factor between, you know, us and them. They're rough, we are smooth. So Gillette, I mean, far more than doubled their sales with a genius marketing strategy. And that's when women really started with the personal hygiene of their hair.
Well, poor Gillette's going to go out of business because...
Yeah, we're going to see the death of, at least the death of every woman being shaven very soon. Bank on it.
I hope not. All right, Pat.
The girl I've been seeing paid to have like the electronic hair removal on her legs. She has the smoothest fucking legs I've ever felt in my entire life, all the time. It's amazing. I love it.
It's too bad you want to tell her about the podcast.
I can't tell her about the podcast, Tom.
Well, eventually,
Imagine...
it might not be today. It might not be tomorrow. But eventually, I'm going to meet this girl.
This is a day nobody looks forward to, Tom.
I can't wait to meet her.
Oof, Labor Day weekend, we're going to be spending some time together. You hypothetically could drop by the house.
You know what shirt I'm going to be wearing today I meet her?
Not a podcast shirt, hopefully.
100% a podcast shirt.
What if she asks for an explanation of the back that reads, I shit in the ocean frequently?
I'm going to turn right to you, Pat, and say, why don't you ask Pat?
I'm going to say that's actually why we started the podcast, because Tom took a shit in the ocean and we decided we were going to talk about it on air.
And then I'll cue up the episode where Pat explains that he shit in the ocean and then wiped it with his bare fucking hand.
There are certain things that wouldn't really shock her. Like, okay, so we've been seeing each other for over a month now. So some things she's fully prepared for. I make so many jokes about STDs that she's now received from me that the other day she looked me dead in the face and was like, I need you to be honest with me. Do I have STDs now? And she was 100% serious.
And Pat, 100% serious, had to say, I don't know, I've never been tested.
That's exactly what I was like. I don't know. Not that I know of. I did hit her with I'm pretty sure I'm immune to STDs. You should see some of the nasty women I've been with. She didn't think that was funny at all. I think it's hysterical.
It's not funny, Pat.
Oof. Well.
You know what that girl did today?
Cleansed herself?
She went and got tested.
I don't know.
Pat, I hope you gave this girl an STD.
What the? Why would you wish that on somebody you don't know?
It's really just on you because it's going to make for the best fucking story ever.
I feel like that's not a good story, man.
That's going to be a great memory story.
So
Remember
I did
that time you didn't know you had an STD and you gave it to that girl after joking with her about giving her STDs?
All right, no, I can see how that's funny. I don't know if I talked to you about this. I did tell lots of people about this, and eventually it became a thing. But I'd like to point out I was ahead of the curve on this, and I should be a millionaire. I had the idea that there should be a dating site like Tinder or Bumble or Plenty of Fish or whatever. Back then, it was just Plenty of Fish, really.
For people with STDs?
Yeah, so you could match with people who have the same STD as you, so you wouldn't have to worry about spreading it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I think.
What's that? You've dated women on that website?
Yeah, tons of them. I'm married to one.
What an easy way to find a match. I mean, if you don't mind picking up a new STD or two, like, you go on and you're like, no, I also have herpes. So then she's like, boom, we have something in common. That's an easy, you know what? This is a genius idea, Tom. Here's how you could get unlimited women. You go on this website and just say you have all of them. You match with girls who have the one, and you just say you have the same one.
You have issues, too.
You don't think people go on Christian Mingle and pretend to be good Christians? You don't think people go on Farmers
I hope
Only?
not, because if not, they're definitely going to hell, at least according to Jesus.
Valid. All right, so I don't think I have the stomach to do that, like purposely catch an STD for the sake of the podcast, but it would make for a great episode.
Well, I can't do it. I'm married. Sounds like you're up, bud.
That's a good point. If I do it, you're definitely going to end up with it.
He said doo-doo. Get it? Shit in the ocean? Doo-doo? Anyway, so possibly by the next time, by Monday's episode, maybe I will have, probably next Thursday's episode, maybe I will have met this mystery woman, and maybe by then she'll be listening to the show.
I doubt that seriously.
What, that I'll meet her?
Here's what we need to do, and I've explained this to her. This is why she can't listen.
Well, just remember, Pat, through all that time that you're hanging out with her, at some point, you're going to have to come here to record.
She doesn't have to come.
But at I have to go to Tom's for a few hours?
She knows I do a podcast.
Oh, she knows you do a podcast.
Yeah.
She just doesn't know what the name of it is.
Fuck no. Oh, how about she came here to let the dogs out with me while you were on your little vacation at the casino? So we're letting the dogs out. So I came down here to the basement to let Rex out, and she came down with me, and she was like, "Oh, didn't you say you and Tom did this basement together?" And I was like, "We did. Yeah. This is the room." So then she's like, "What's through that door?" And I'm like, so that's where we did the podcast. And she's like, "Oh, really?" And like starts moving for the door. And I hurdle the coffee table to get in front of her. And I'm like, hold on. I just want to, and I like peeked in because I didn't know if anything said like number 9 with Tommy, like on the computer screen or something. And I needed to fucking check the room out before I let her in here. So luckily we don't brand this room.
This is just another example. So now in this episode, we've given 2 examples about how Pat doesn't tell anybody about the podcast.
Okay. For the 100th time, I have explained to this girl and any other girl that I've been with during the time that we've done this podcast that the reason they don't know the name of the podcast is because I need them to hate me slowly and over time for who I really am. I don't need them to listen to it, like microwave their hatred for me by listening to a couple episodes of the podcast and then never talking to me again.
Pat, if they love you, they're going to love you no matter what you say on this podcast.
I don't think that we're in a love situation with
If
me.
they like you, they're going to like you no matter what you say on this podcast.
I'm not sure that that's true.
I think that is true, Pat.
Imagine being
True like is true like, and it knows what it likes.
Imagine being the girl who dates the guy who told the girl to stick her dick in his mouth.
She might be into that type of shit.
You think that the girl I'm seeing wants to put her penis inside me?
Yes.
I
It's you finally did it. You pulled the trigger.
did not pull the trigger.
You pulled the trigger and picked up that thing.
It is not Pat.
I think it is Pat.
It's not Pat.
It's Pat. Pat just told all of us that he's dating Pat. How weird is it that you guys have the same name?
I think I don't know what we're going to call her.
Pat. You already named her.
It's certainly not going to be Pat. I'm positive of that.
Very interesting.
You know what? We're going to call her Evie.
Okay, that's weird. All right. I think this is a good spot to end, Pat.
This podcast took a turn for the worst.
They almost always do. Make sure you hit us up on Twitter, number9pod, at number9pod. You can send us an email, the number9podcast@gmail.com. Our website, number9podcast.com. All these are spelled NUMBER and then the number 9. Podcast, pod. Number 9 with Tommy on Facebook. Number 9 with Tommy podcast. Still looking for that listener to send us in some info or a question, comment that we don't know yet, so I can send them a t-shirt. Really excited to do that. Pat, anything you want to add?
So I got a little quote. I'm a big quote guy. You like quotes?
Not really, especially when they come out of your mouth.
All right. Fuck you. That's my quote for you. But my quote for the podcast is an Anne Frank quote. She said, "Dead people receive more flowers than living ones because regret is stronger than gratitude." Maybe we should think about that. Show some people some gratitude today or this week until I come up with another quote
I'm going to get a tattoo.
of that quote.
No, it's going to say no regrets.
Oh my God. So good. Shout out Doobie Dave.
We're going to play you out with Give Me Some Lovin' because, well, let's be real. It's a great song.
Dear fucking God.
Pat, I'm so excited for you to watch Days of Thunder. You have no idea.
I am not at all excited
By
to watch
Monday,
Days of Thunder.
by Monday, Pat's going to be watching 2 movies. Days of Thunder, Ready Player One. Tom's going to watch maybe the first set of the Godfather movies.
What do you mean the first set?
The first one. There's 3 of them.
The first movie.
Yeah.
It's not a set.
It's a set. There's 3.
Then it's not the first set because there's only 3. It's one
The
set.
first of the set.
Oh, there you go. Listen, man, I can't look at your fucking ears and read your mind.
Why don't you call Pat?